grab your cup. I was watching a podcast by Sven Erlichsen. If you don't know who he is, you might want to check him out. But he used a phrase that was so easy to understand. I'm going to use it again with you here and expand on it a bit. So what he said is, every us is really made up of two me's. So every us, every relationship, it could be a relationship at work with co-workers or a boss. It could be relationships in your family. It could be your partnership, any romantic relationship. But any us is made up of two me's. And the us's that really work, the relationships that really work because both me's are benefiting. The us together makes the life experience of each of the me's deeper, more meaningful, more fulfilled, everything like that. That would be the ideal situation. That's the reason for creating an us, is that we fulfill each other, and each me gets the better version of themselves by being in the us. Get it? So great, right? However, that doesn't always happen. What often happens is one me loses themselves in the us. So one me is doing all of the work to make the us happen, to make the other me in the us, to make their life work. So that can happen. It's like if a person says, there is no me without us, then they've lost themselves. If you live with the framework, there is no me without us, then you don't really have a you left. You don't really have your me, right? And another perspective that could be happening is us only works or only keeps going because of a me. And that is not the ideal situation either. So each me in a relationship, a working relationship, a family relationship, a romantic relationship, needs to be equally fulfilled and expressed. And then the us feels good to be in. It feels like a place that's enhancing your life. Now, why does it happen many, many times? Well, first of all, think about your relationships. The ones that you've chosen, especially a partner. Did you choose to go into that relationship because of a checklist that you went through in your head? So did they fulfill, well, they're available. Well, they seem to like me back. Well, they make good money. Well, they show up good when I bring them around to meet other people or to meet my family. They have the right kind of job. They will keep a good house for me. They're willing to have sex with me. If you have a checklist that you went through, think back, and that's why you ended up in the us. I'm curious, are you experiencing a lot of the things that I just talked about? There is no me in this us. I don't feel enhanced and expanded, or that my best version of me is showing up because of this us. That's because even if you didn't feel it at the time, like maybe it felt very exciting and, oh, this person is the one, but that's because we chose them based on different criteria. And then that criteria doesn't really fulfill us. So that's the first thing, is, did I choose them based on other criteria? The second thing that you want to look at is, what have I been willing to put up with because I was used to putting up with that even before there was an us? So have I been willing to be the one who works really hard? Because I always was the one who works really hard. I was in my family as a little kid, making sure my parents were happy and making sure I did all the right things, and I just always do that. Now I'm still doing that. So I've lost me. You actually probably lost your me long before the us showed up. So the us just really is an extension of long-held patterns. So things like that, those kinds of patterns, whether it was choosing someone for a different criteria or having patterns that are perpetuated in your us, is a place where a lot of my clients have really had breakthroughs and looked at and dismantled in order to create something different. Sometimes they're in the process of not being in that us anymore. Either they've already divorced or left a job or something, or they're in the process of figuring that out, and they want to, or they've done it and they want to make sure going forward they don't make the same mistakes. They actually change all of that. So the next us that shows up fits a different criteria. It fits the expanded version of the me that they want. So they'll either, decide when the divorce is already done, or decide as they're looking. But even if it's a job relationship, not a romantic relationship, anywhere that you see patterns have shown up and your me has been lost, is a great time to actually look and get a hold of your patterns and get to the root of them. Because you can want to have different patterns all you want, but if you don't know how to change them, they're not going to really change. We end up falling right back in. Even though we say to ourselves, I want to do something differently, we fall right back in, because it comes from a deeper place. It comes from our nervous system. It comes from our subconscious beliefs about ourselves. That's where we need to go to work. So, does your us in any capacity of your life enhance and expand your me? Or have you lost your me? Or is there only a me in your us? Maybe you're the only me because the other person has stopped showing up, or because you dominate the us so much in a controlling way that they've checked out. That can happen too. So take a look at where your us's are and how well all of the me's are being supported. I hope that analogy worked. I thought when I heard Sven talk about that, I was, use that terminology. It's like, that's really great. It's really easy to see, I think. If you want help about that, if you want to have a conversation with us about how that could look in your life, make sure that you, in the comments, put me in the comments, and I'll make sure that we connect with you. Okay? Have a great day.